In the mid-17th century, England was fractured. The kingdom had witnessed something unimaginable. A king brought to trial by his own people and executed in public. That king was Charles I. When the axe fell, it was not just a life that ended, but the old belief that monarchy was sacred and untouchable. England plunged into a cold age. Theaters were closed, festivities banned, laughter itself seemed sinful. Under Cromwell's rule, the kingdom became silent, rigid, and severe. Meanwhile, far across the sea, a prince lived in exile, Charles, the son of the executed king. He learned a lesson no tutor could teach. A crown is never guaranteed, it is borrowed, and it can be taken back. Years passed, Cromwell died, and the people of England began to feel the weight of their own silence. They longed for music again, for conversation, for color. They turned their eyes to the fallen prince and said, "Return." And so he did, not as a conqueror, but as one who understood the fragility of power. This moment became known as the Restoration. Charles II ruled differently from his father. He governed with wit, charm, and the art of negotiation. He reopened the theaters. He restored music and life to London. He brought back laughter. Yet behind the joy of his court, one problem grew quietly. Charles II had no legitimate heir. He had many mistresses: Nell Gwynn, playful and beloved by the people; Barbara Villiers, bold and intoxicating; Louise de Querouaille, elegant and political. And yes, and there were many children. Children he acknowledged, children he gave titles and lands, but none of them could inherit the crown. Because only one woman's children would ever be recognized as royal: Catherine of Braganza, his wife, his queen. Catherine came from Portugal, gentle, devout, soft-spoken in a court full of sharp laughter and ambition. She loved Charles quietly, honestly, and she longed to give him one thing: an heir, but her body betrayed her. Miscarriage after miscarriage, hope rising and breaking again and again. Meanwhile, the court echoed with the sound of other women's children, children that were not hers. What did Catherine feel? She lived like a shadow in her own palace, a queen without a mother's joy, a wife surrounded by reminders of what she could not give. She sat with dignity. She hosted with grace. She prayed with tears no one saw. And Charles, the king who seemed to laugh at everything, did something history rarely credits him for. When his advisors urged him to divorce Catherine, for the sake of the dynasty, the stability of the realm, the future of England, Charles refused. "No, she is my wife. I will not abandon her." He was not faithful in the way lovers dream, but he was loyal in the way that matters to kings. He protected her. He defended her crown. He ensured she remained Queen of England until the end. Catherine stayed, not because she was weak, but because she understood her role carried a heavier weight than desire. And Charles? He laughed loudly, danced freely, and loved openly. But he never escaped the memory of his father's death, or the fear that the crown might fall again. This is not simply the story of a king who enjoyed pleasure. It is the story of two people caught inside history, trying to survive tenderness, power, longing, and loss. A king who learned to live lightly, because he knew how quickly everything can be taken away, and a queen who carried a silent grief in a palace full of music.